Welcome to New York City Visions, also known today, aka BrooQuelyn Visions. We've arrived. This is part 2 of our day with the Globetrotters, as they are just arriving now in Brooklyn to head over to Barclays Center for what's happening over there. I think there's a press conference. I'm not sure exactly what the plans are, but the guys have arrived in Brooklyn now. They will be opening Barclays. It will be the first game at Barclays Center. It will be a Harlem Globetrotters game against some guys they're going to beat up pretty bad, and so that's what's happening. The guys are here. There was one late at TNT, and I'm going to say again, on YouTube, I'm going to kind of keep the images down a little bit, because the best thing to do is, as you're listening to this, go to Wikipedia and check out the Harlem Globetrotters, and then check out the Brooklyn Dodgers and the area. Where we're going right now, Atlantic Terminal. This is about where the Dodgers, they wanted to base the Brooklyn Dodgers, but Robert Moses, a major big cheese in New York City at the time in the 50s, said that's not a good idea because of the traffic congestion, so they weren't allowed. So they walked around Mountain. The Dodgers wanted to stay in Brooklyn, but they were forced to relocate to Los Angeles when Robert Moses turned thumbs down on building the new ballpark there. So if you want the history of the area and the history of the Harlem Globetrotters, don't depend on me. I just heard Globies speak. I think I just heard Globies speak. So you'll get your history there at Wikipedia for the Harlem Globetrotters and Barclays Center and the area. Okay, so folks, that's it. We're here. We're going to pause right now. Again, this is part 2 of our day with the Globetrotters, and everybody's having a great time. The Globetrotters are in town, and as I said, you can make more money with the NBA, but you can't come anywhere near the legend and tradition of this amazing bunch of guys. Sweet. As a matter of fact, the New York Knicks was a Harlem Globetrotter. The one New York Knickerbocker I know, Nat Sweetwater Clifton, in the 50s. I guess it was in the 50s. He was with the New York Knicks. I don't know how many other. It's probably the only Knick I know of that came from the Globetrotters. But back then, it was a white sport, white players, and Sweetwater Clifton was a pioneer. Okay, we're going to follow the guys. They're coming out. A lot of pictures. A lot of folks are just milling around watching these guys. Okay, I'm going to pause right now. Again, I hope you folks are accessing Wikipedia to check out the Globetrotters and the area where we're at. Okay, let's pause. Here we go. Just on for a moment. There's a massive humanity taking pictures. Here we go. What's happening here? We're going to do a little. Everybody's clapping during the day. That's what's going on. They're doing a little exhibition there. Doing a little exhibition in the terminal. And folks are just loving it. Here they are. A lot of iPods out, a lot of camera phones out, and that's what's going on. I'm not going to try describing because I do a poor job of it. They're passing it up to each other. Oh, what's happening right there? Totally. Let's pause. Here we go. Had her go on again. This is pretty. This is a pretty. TNT is working right now. My God, she's good. Got a nice little crowd gathering here. Again, if you're anywhere in the area, the Globetrotters will be at Barclays Center October 7th. That is, and they're going to be the first basketball game at Barclays Center. So that's what's happening over here. And they're at the terminal, and that's what's going on. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious! They're doing the Globetrotter thing here. People are pretty surprised coming through. A lot of camera phones coming out, a lot of iPods coming out. This is history right here. This is history right here. You don't get to see this very often. I know these folks are surprised to be here. So that's what's going on. Let's pause. Here we go. Oh. this is pretty outstanding. I mean, these are the Harlem Globetrotters giving a free exhibition. I mean, what's it worth, folks?
Job with the long road getting people to the Globetrotters game. Barclays Center.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. These folks are experiencing history. Through all the curly and of course Sweetwater Clifton and the names. All of a sudden I'm losing the guy's name. Maybe the most famous of them all, and I forget the guy's name. I'll try to get that before. Okay, the guys are finished, and that's what's going. For some reason, the man's one of the founding members, one of the major names of the Globetrotters, and I can't remember his name. So I will remember, and I'm sure of that. Let's close. Meadowlark Lemon is the guy. For some reason, I'm thinking Sweetwater Clifton, and I'm forgetting Meadowlark Lemon. He wasn't in the beginning, but he certainly is the most famous.
Yeah, Curly is still part of the organization.
And Curly is still with the organization. A great dribbler, a great take charge guy. So Meadowlark Lemon, that's the guy. Thank you very much. Okay, let's pause, and we'll see you inside the center. Here we go. Okay, we're back on for a moment. We're on the streets of Brooklyn, Atlantic Avenue, Flatbush Avenues. We're looking straight at the Barclays Center right there. It's right in front of us. I'm not even going to tell you whether they're heading east or west or not, but that's where we are. We're walking on the street, and a lot of surprise. Folks, welcome to the streets, the fabled streets of Brooklyn. That's awesome. Okay, we're still outside, and we're right across from Barclays Center, and I guess the guys are going to put on another exhibition over here. And what a beautiful September 13th, 2012, a late summer day. It's just an extraordinary day, a great breeze. I guess you can hear it. The guys are working out. A photo op, 5 guys here, and you've got all the names from before. Everybody has a nickname, and for the first time since, as I said, I'm a late blooming teenager, my nickname is the Flatbush Flash, so I got to share that today, and I've shared that before. Okay, and it was only a nickel for the subway, 15 cents for the subway all the time, but I found myself walking all over Manhattan with these. Why they kept me is beyond me. But anyway, they must have liked the cut of my jib, so they kept me on. I certainly wasn't making them any money, so okay, that's it. The guys are doing some ball spinning right now on their index finger, and let's shut down. And Barclays Center is right off. We're looking right at it right now at Barclays Center. Let's pause. Let's hear some of the sounds of what's happening around us. Traffic stopping and looking. Everybody's checking it out. Let's hear some music. The sounds of the Brooklyn streets. It is my birthplace. It is where I grew up. It's a special place for me here in Brooklyn, and more so now that there is a major sports franchise. Finally, after 54, again, I'm going to do my fingers, 58 to 68, 78, 88, 98, 208. It's been 54 years since the 4th largest city in America has had a major sports franchise. And the Globetrotters, as I said, the Nets won't be opening up the Barclays Center for basketball. The Harlem Globetrotters will on October the 7th. Okay, let's pause. Okay, we're back on. I've just been told there won't be a press conference today. This is the photo op right here, and it's outside of Atlantic Terminal. So that's what's going on. It is a photo op here, and to hand out some discount tickets, and so that's what's going on. It will not be in the center, so we won't be in the center, but we did get to see we did get to speak with the guys. Let's see what else is going on. Are you in the center or the Globetrotters?
What was that?
Are you with the Center or the Globetrotters?
With the BrooQuelyn Nets and Barclays Center.
Okay. How did it come about, and what's it looking like? Successful? You don't want to speak? Okay.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great.
Okay. And this will be the first basketball game at.
He's an employee. I don't know if he should be doing an interview.
Okay. Well, no, I didn't get it in. This will be the first game at Barclays Center. Is that correct?
First basketball
First
game.
basketball game.
Yes.
What's happening prior to it?
Jay-Z opening up concert.
Jay-Z. Okay.
September 28th. Yes.
September 20th.
Exactly.
But the first sporting event will be here.
Well, technically it's the Islanders Devils on the 2nd, barring the lockout. So the preseason game, right? Islanders, the Islanders, New York Islanders versus the New Jersey Devils.
But because this is a basketball venue first, and everything else comes after that. So but the first basketball game to narrow it down.
Right.
Okay. Another lockout with the NHL, huh?
Remains to be seen. So.
It's amazing. They better
seen.
get their act together a little bit. You know, they have enough trouble keeping a fan base now. So.
Remains to be seen.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Okay, all right. So that's what's going on. So now we know the first sporting event will be an Islander preseason game, but the first basketball game is going to be the Harlem Globetrotters. Okay, I suppose unless another let's try to find Eric and Nemeth. I'm going to go on pause. And let's see if I can find Eric. We'll do a few minutes with Eric and Nemeth, who's coordinating all this, and then we'll. I think this is Eric over here. I kind of met him briefly. Eric, hi. Hey, can we speak for a few moments?
Absolutely.
How did this come about, and how did this? Give us a little background.
Well, sure. The Globetrotters are one of the first events in the brand new Barclays Center, October 7th. And we heard from the phenomenal people that work at the Barclays Center, the way to get there is via public transportation. So our team happens to be doing training camp. We do training camp every year in Long Island. So we said, you know what? We got to come down and see the new arena before it opens. So we took the Long Island Railroad, hopped on the train, took a break from training camp, got these 5 players out of training camp, so they got them out of practice for a half a day. And here we are. Got a chance to meet and greet with the fans of BrooQuelyn on the train, off the train here at the plaza, and checking out the brand new arena across the way. It looks amazing. Can't wait to be here.
Sure. Logistically speaking, was this difficult to pull together, or?
Actually, no. Long Island Railroad was tremendous to work with. They helped us set everything up to make sure we were on the right train at the right time that they recommended, and it's the way they handle the event with us, I'm sure, is the way they handle every day with the regular riders on a daily basis.
Right. Now I've been telling my listeners that I started looking at the history of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
And there's just simply no way I can stand here and rattle off. I've got my notes right in here, but early on I put this stuff away. I said, no, I got to my first wow and my 5th wow. I says, no.
Nice.
So I'm telling folks, go to Wikipedia, check out Harlem Globetrotters, and then of course right about here is where the Dodgers would have played baseball.
That's right.
If they had their way.
That's right.
Talk about your background a little bit and the fun you're having. How long you're with the Trotters, and give us a little bit of history.
Yeah, this is my 4th season, and the great thing about the Trotters, and this dates back decades, they love playing in unique locations. So we played on aircraft carriers, bull rings, empty swimming pools. I helped organize a game on the roof of the Spectrum in Philadelphia before it was torn down. We played a game on ice in Central Park 2 years ago.
On ice.
On ice. It was Lasker Rink that Donald Trump owns up there near.
Woman or Lasker?
Lasker. It was Lasker Rink on 110th Street.
Yeah.
They played a game. It was 2010, middle of winter. It was right before one of the big snowstorms. And they played a full game. The Washington Generals thought that they were pretty good on ice. They had been practicing. They thought they could finally beat us, and they showed up, and we still beat them. Globetrotters still won.
How'd they do it on ice? What was going on?
They wore ice cleats around their sneakers. They wore hockey helmets. They wore pads under their uniform to make sure there were, no injuries.
Was a lot of flipping and flopping?
So rather than the bucket of water, they had a bucket of ice. We had about 1,000 kids come from a local school to watch the game, and it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a day to remember, and today kind of similar. Putting on our show in unique locations like outside with Long Island Railroad.
Right. Okay. Give us a really quick rundown of the personnel, the players on the team.
Sure, the players you see here today, Big Easy Lofton, he'll be our showman in BrooQuelyn. He was on the Amazing Race twice with his teammate Flight Time Lang. We have TNT Maddox. She's the first female in nearly 20 years to play for the Harlem Globetrotters. Right. We have Brooklyn's own Dante Hammer Harrison. Right. He's phenomenal, does unbelievable things with the basketball. Also today we have Bull Bullard, who can do it all. Believe it or not, Bull Bullard was invited to a tryout with the New York Jets. He did a one-day tryout, and he had never played football before, but his athleticism was that impressive, they thought he might be able to be a tight end. Right. And, you know, he works out as a better Globetrotter than an NFL player, but he caught the eye of the Jets before. And we have Buckets Blakes, who will actually, Buckets will be doing school visits all next week leading up to BrooQuelyn. So, you know, that gives you a taste of some of the players you'll see here on the 7th of October.
Who are the guys that did make the trip today?
Yeah, we have Slick Willie Shaw, who actually played for St. John's. Okay. We have Paul Tiny Sturgis. He's 7 feet 8 inches tall, 7'8". He's the world's tallest professional basketball player.
That's tiny.
That's tiny, yeah. Correct. To counterbalance tiny, we actually have the shortest Globetrotter in our history at 5'2". He goes by too tall. Right. And you know, like I mentioned, Flight Time Lang, who was on the Amazing Race with Big Easy, and you know, we have a few more.
I'm going to put TNT at about 5'5", 5'6".
Sounds about right.
Is about right? Okay. Again, if you want to learn about the Harlem Globetrotters, there's no way I can give you the information there. Go to Wikipedia. And they started
HarlemGlobetrotters.com.
And also Wikipedia's got an interesting piece on it.
Right. Yep.
HarlemGlobetrotters.com. They started in Chicago in 1920. Eventually went to the Savoy Ballroom. Eventually wound up. Okay, Eric Nemeth, right?
Yeah, Eric Nemeth, like Joe.
Nemeth, look, but it's N-E or M-A?
N-E-M-E-T-H. That's right. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Eric. Okay, so that's the story. That's what's going on, and so that's what's happening here. That's what we got going. How many times have I said that? Again, October 7th is the opening game for them. Again, if you're listening to this on YouTube, I'm going to kind of keep the images to a minimum on YouTube because I don't want to take away from the fact that go to again HarlemGlobetrotters.com and Wikipedia Harlem Globetrotters, and then of course the area here, the Brooklyn Dodgers, going to Brooklyn Dodgers at Wikipedia, and you'll get the history of this area and why the Dodgers couldn't play here and wound up in Los Angeles. Okay, so that's it. I guess that takes care of part 2. I don't see. I wanted to get Eric on, and I got Eric on, so I covered that. Okay, again, it is Thursday, September 13th, 2012, a late summer's afternoon in Brooklyn. It is an amazing day. It's an amazing event, and that's what's going on over here. Okay, time to shut down. You have been listening to New York City Visions, Brooklyn Visions, a component of New York City Visions, Brooklyn Visions. I'm your host and fellow Brooklynite for the day, Herb Malsman. What I'm going to do right now, I want to take a look around the area, see what's happening, see what the shopping is like, and then I'll head back to Bay Ridge. And you folks on Internet Archive.org, this will be up this evening. YouTube I'll get up by the weekend, and you'll be able to enjoy it there. Okay, again, thanks for tuning in today. I'm your host and fellow New Yorker, Brooklynite, Herb Malsman. Again, thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.